Did you have something to do with that?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we do it for all the guys with the milestones, and it's a great milestone for Cam, and obviously what he's meant to our team. So it's a fun thing, and you know, he's always has make sure he has his hair done and looking good. So it was a fitting shirt for him.
The dates on the back, I mean, was that just kind of a riff on concert shirts, like from what I saw? I only saw a glimpse of it, like it had all the teams he's played for, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was your idea too, or?
No, that someone designed it, and one of his buddies. So yeah, it was cool to have those.
That was a nice touch. I mean, if you only played with one or two teams, it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just at the start of practice today, working on PK, I mean, obviously it's a huge thing here, trying to get that turned around. What's kind of been the message there, what you guys need to do to be more solid in that area?
Well, I mean, we have to be better with our details, and that was the focus of today's meeting, and you know, practice is making sure our details are good, make sure there's communication. You know, we know what we're doing. We're just our details aren't good enough, and we're letting goals slip. And there's all different ways, and you know, it's hard to say that we've done a decent job with the numbers and where we're at, but it's not all doom and gloom with the penalty kill. It's just mental lapses. It's just goals that are going in the last 10 seconds, and we have to clean things up and be better, more detailed for the full 2 minutes.
How important is momentum in these games when it's so back and forth, and how can you guys kind of work on grabbing it back?
Yeah, I mean, I think since the Kopp, Rasmussen, and Fisher line has been back together, they've been so big for us in building momentum, building shifts. When things aren't going well, they're a steady presence in terms of how they play and how they're hard to play against. So, you know, that's a great example, playing like those guys and winning your shift, winning a shift, going out there and controlling what you can control, and that's that next shift.
You talk about kind of those, I guess, details on the details. How much of it is as the thing drags on, guys have been out there, they're stuck out there. Like, I imagine it's kind of harder to stick to those details along the ice.
Yeah, it is, and that's why it's important to get clears and get fresh guys out there. No one's going to kill a full 2 minute penalty, so you know, the emphasis 15, 30 seconds. 15 seconds, get it clear, get off, and you know, we don't do that well enough, and it costs us. When you're tired, you're giving the other team's best players looks, and they want you to run around and tire yourselves out. So also with that is taking too many penalties and allowing teams too many looks. So it's the way the games are going right now. Sometimes we don't take penalties, but there's been too many games where we've taken 5 or 6 penalties, and it's given the other team too many good looks.
Derek, any update on Kane and Lyon?
Lyon's out, unable to even skate, so he'll be a little longer here. Wouldn't quite put him in the week-to-week yet, but I don't see him being available for the road trip. Patty's closer. He went to the first skate in the first half of practice. We were hoping that would give him the green light for the back half of the practice, but he was unable to finish the back half of the practice, so he'll be unavailable tomorrow. And hopefully getting closer, we'll shoot for Tuesday in Boston.
Are you sticking with Cam in starting tomorrow?
Yeah, Cam will go back in net tomorrow, yes.
What kind of, just the reliability he brings, how much of an asset that
That is the exact word, reliability, predictable. And again, if we play well in front of them, I think you pretty much know what you're going to get. Last night, probably not his sharpest. Definitely a goal or two he'd want back. But again, it was one of our weaker defensive chances against, grade A chances, previous handful of games. We were literally giving up one or two grade A's. So last night was a little volume. That's my point. If you do it right in front of him, he's going to give you a pretty predictable, reliable game. And it's helped our group.
You touched on this last night, but 500 games for a goaltender really is remarkable.
Remarkable, especially his career started a little bit later in the National Hockey League. Obviously, he wasn't playing in the league at 18, 19. It's just impressive. I think it speaks volumes of him, his approach, true professional.
Do you have to be a little leery of the workload with
Yes,
him, though?
of course.
I mean,
Yeah, obviously. He's obviously older, but of course. And even a couple games in which, wouldn't say we were forced to play him, but in an ideal situation where we couldn't rest him. A good example was the San Jose game, where just our schedule, we played 4 and 6, back-to-back 3 and 4s, and he gives up a goal he doesn't usually give up, a wrist shot from the wall. And then even last night, a little more rhythm with Billy's schedule, or if Alex was available, it's probably not a start for him, and he probably wasn't as sharp as. So it's on us to be smart about how we use him. So, but we're comfortable playing him tomorrow, and then obviously we'll see what goes on for Tuesday.
What have you seen from Mott since he's been back from injury? He looks like he has a little bit of jump.
Excellent energy, pop. We're just sitting back talking about our 5-on-5 playing a whole over the last 4 or 5 games has been very good and balanced. I don't know if you could single out a single line where you haven't been pleased with their 5-on-5 play, and I think he's been a part of that. He gives our line some rhythm, and he's even given JT and DeBrincat some energy, winning some wall battles, some forechecking. So really good positive. Obviously, I think it was good on him. He finally found the back of the net because he's been producing chances. So it's certainly a positive.
What was the focus on the PK there at the start of practice? What was the message there? As
Routes, really frustrating. You get last night. It was the difference in the game. Obviously, we give up 3. But even of late, it's frustrating in that structure. It looks a little bit better. But literally, like, every chance we give up's gone in. We only gave up 3 last night. Chances, all 3 went in. You go back to the Calgary game, we only give 1 chance against. It goes in the net late in the game. Boston game, we only get 1 chance against, and it was a wide angle shot off a shin pad. Obviously, the Islander game, we got the job done. So it's frustrating, but those are mistakes. Probably got overextended on 2 of the 3 goals, and ended up in the back of our net. So opportunity to rep it, which was important today. About 3 weeks ago, we were able to rep in practice some real reps, and I thought it gave the PK a little spark. So hopefully it will again tomorrow.
Derek, you talked about kind of overextended there. Like, what's the balance there? Because it looks like you've been a little more aggressive with it.
Yeah, that's a great question, and that's the balance. We want to be aggressive with it, but we don't want to get overextended. And if you want an example on that, Hughes' goal, JT's being aggressive, but he literally gets almost outside the zone on his route, giving up that icing behind him, and that's the ice that beat him. So there's the balance there. There's some routes. There's some rules to it. And again, the frustrating part of it is even last night, for 70% of our penalty kill, we did some good things, but the 30% ended up in the back of our net. So there's a balance there.
I didn't even think about it, but you're going to run into back-to-back Hughes here. I mean, is Quinn about as good as there is?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Right now.
Just even watching the scout back, yes, the way he walks the line, the way he skates, obviously a special player.
Tarasenko, I know early in the season he was